Well, hello, hello, hello. It is Tuesday at 6 p.m. So you know where Billie Jean is. I thought about going to a local Christmas parade, but it's too cold. So I've been looking through my closet today, and I found my spritzer, the old the old spritzer cookie, an electric spritzer cookie. So now we found those, we know where our spritzers are. So I like to make cookies with those because they are just so quick, just so quick, and it's just like those little Christmas cookies we all grew up with. And I found this Bell cake pan. I found several, but the Bell was the only one that I would even consider using. I had a snowman, but he looked like was half, I don't know. He looked kind of illegitimate or something. He's kind of gouch-eyed. I don't know if his eye got bent or whatever, but I thought, well, I'm not going to mess with that snowman. He looks kind of crazy. And so I may do a cake in these and decorate them with the slivered nuts and all that. But as I told y'all, and I've got my tort pans, and these pans are so old, but I love them, I love them, I love them. You can't, I guess I could buy more, but there's no sense. There's no sense. So today we're going to make that shortbread that I told you I had to have. I just had to have. And I thought, well, I could do it in one of the tort pans. I've got the big tort, or I've got several small torts, or I could use this tort. So I guess we'll probably just use this square since I'm doing a recipe that's different than any of you will ever encounter, I'm pretty sure. So let me just start it. I'm going to get my big mixing bowl. Well, no, that's probably too much. Let's see, I've got to have about 1 cup of flour. So no, I think that's, I'll do it just so y'all can see it well. And I got my McCormick, I always use my McCormick's. That's pure lemon extract. You got your pure anise, you got your pure almond, your coconut, banana. Now that's for banana. You buy this made with real bananas. It says McCormick. Grandmother used this as for the banana pudding, but don't put too much, you'll have heartburn. Coconut is out of this world for coconut pies. Adds lemon, of course, lemon extract in a cake. Some of those bundt cakes, you have to have lemon extract. Lemon juice just don't do it. Your anise is, very licoricey, and I use it often. But then the pure almond, we're going to use that. We're going to use that today in our shortbread because I like that little almond flavoring in the shortbread. So you can always do one with one. It's never been opened because I ordered these. You have to order. It's hard to find this McCormick unless you order it, and you've got to just keep it on hand. Oh, that smells so good. I wish y'all could be here. That smells like grandmother's kitchen from years and years ago. So we've got our almond here. Let me set it out so that we can get that taken care of. Okay. Now I'm going to have to change over here so that I know what I'm doing. Now, I'm not going to use the old now I have in the 1930s, I have the Better Homes and Gardens cookbook, and I'm not going to use some of the recipes I had for their shortbread. I'm going to do this one that, like I told you, it's one that none of you have ever seen. I'm pretty sure, because I think my grandmother made it up from scratch. I can't be sure of that, but I'm pretty certain that it was. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to beat our butter and our sugars together. So let's get us our sugar. We'll do 1/2 cup. We'll get our 1/2 cup of pure cane sugar. Now I'm not going to try to skimp on this. Just don't eat as much, because you've got to have these sugars and stuff if you're gonna have true recipes. Now I could have added sweetener, stevia, and all that, and I could have cut down on the sugar. We might do another one later, but we're doing all the real ingredients today. So you've got 1/2 cup of your granulated sugar. I'm going to put 1/4 cup of my powdered sugar. Get a whisk. Just stir that. Stir that around there. Now we'll put a cup of butter, which would be 2 sticks. 2 sticks. So I'm going to use my challenge. It's got to be at room temperature now. So you want that. And I'm probably just going to get a spoon to do that, instead of using that whisk, because when you get soft butter like this, it just gets more in the whisk than it does in the where you need it. Now, there's our 2 sticks. Let me wipe my hands off. All right. Let me get me a wooden spoon, and I'm just going to cream this together. I'm going to get that cream together really good. Right here, when you smell the butter and the butter and the sugars, it has so much of a, it's unreal. Okay. Now see, I've just creamed that lightly. You don't have to mix it with a mixer and all that. You just cream that lightly. See how you, I'll try to raise that up so you can see. It's just creamed. Okay, now I'm going to add my almond extract. This would be the point you do it, or when I do it. And I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon. A little less maybe, but about a 1/2 teaspoon. Now that goes back in our box. We don't want to get that ruined, because this is not cheap stuff and it's hard to get. So you have to really, and you could use any of those flavors that you wanted to make a shortbread. But I've always liked it plain or with the almond. So now we've got that cream. And let me get some vanilla, because you can't, gotta have vanilla. Lord, you gotta have your Mexican vanilla. You know, since we did a half teaspoon, we're gonna do a teaspoon, only 1 teaspoon. You can do 1 to 2. Whew, that's a little much, Billie Jean. Okay, that's about a teaspoon of our Mexican vanilla. And we'll just stir that in. Cream that in there with that. Get it off there. All you mess with it, Gene. He's always doing something. Okay, let me get a. Hold on. I've got to find my. Well, darn you. You would know I'd forget something, find something. I'll just use this. Why not? We can just go down our bowl. Hey, that might be a good idea, but get one, just keep this for this. That's pretty good. Look at that. See, you never know what you might need. There. Now then, clean that off. And I'll incorporate that here in just a little bit. Let me get my sugar put up, y'all. Let me get my sugar put up. All right. I'm going to put in some salt too, because you got to, sugar, you have to have sweet and salt. So I'm just going to put, let's see, I don't need the salt, but with this I'm going to have to do a half teaspoon. Just like I told you, so there's a half teaspoon. Get that mixed in. Just y'all can smell this. It's absolutely divine. Divine. Alright, so now to this, I'm going to add just a little bit of lemon. Just a little lemon. Little lemon rind. Because I want that just a little bit of citrusy. And the rind just does the way I want it. I don't want a whole bunch. That's just taking that off. That'll give you a little zest, a lemon zest. Try not to get into the white, or it'll be bitter. Okay, see, there's that. You pop that down. That gets you a little bit of your lemon zest right there. Now these basics is what makes the whole damn thing great. So don't try to forego any of them, because you've got to do all this. Now in this little bowl, I'm going to put my cup of all-purpose flour. I'm making sure I'm doing this right. My cornmeal, my starch. Okay, so now to this, I want this a little crispier. So I'm adding a cup of cornmeal to this. Now just hold on a minute. My camera went crazy for a second. I'm trying to get it to restart. Once I do that, then I'll get it going. It's on my remote here, so I have to get this. That's what I've been watching. It's been acting kind of crazy. I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm not so sure that it's going to connect. I'm trying to get it to connect. So, let me restart it. This cat keeps going crazy, wanting out the door. So, I'm trying to get the cat taken care of, get the camera taken care of, get the the shortbread taken care of. And I don't know about why my camera is not connecting. So, let me remember how to turn the camera off. And I have to get I have a little footstool that I use, and I have to get it to get up here and see about the camera because I don't know. Okay, I had to get me some water to drink and let the cat out. So now I've got this. Now I put my cornmeal, my flour, and I'm going to put a fourth a cup of cornstarch. You can do cornstarch or rice flour for extra tenderness. If you want a little extra tenderness, so I'm going to put a fourth a cup of cornstarch in with my cornmeal and flour. I'm just going to mix that in my bowl. Get it mixed well. Let me get this cleaned off here so we can get this incorporated in to that. So we'll get it off the sides. And remember our little tool here did well with that. So let's just go around again and get that all off the side of that speckle bowl, Granny speckle bowl. You know, she's with me every time I cook in here. So I'll clean this off in just a minute. Let me add, I'm just going to take some of this and add it into this and just kind of mix as I go. You don't want to mix this too much. You just want it to where it'll stay together. So you don't want it to get too thick, too hard, too tough is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Now, let's get just a little bit off of here. A little bit helps. Like the woman that peed in the sea. Now, all right. Now, we're just going to mix this until it's together. Now if it gets too crumbly, you can add a teaspoon of milk. But let's just hope that this, we don't have to do our teaspoon of nothing. I think it'll be fine once we get this mixed down under there. You can tell that's going to be okay, y'all, because it's not too dry and it's not too wet. And we've got our bowl pretty well cleaned out there. Let's get some of these dishes up real quick. Alright, I think that'll be fine. I always let it set just a little bit because it kind of sucks in the moisture into the dough. So let's see, there's our dough. Now I didn't line this pan, so I may, you know what I may do? I never have any trouble with these the Carotte pans. You know, I never have any trouble. I think we're going to use a Carotte pan tonight just to see, because I have not ever used this Carotte pan for this. So let's get this off of here, right like that. Okay, get that off of there. And we will just take that and make sure it's kind of combined there. Okay, let's just pour that. That big old bowl is so heavy, y'all. It's so heavy. It's a beautiful bowl, and it's been around the world. But it's so darn heavy. I'm glad I can still do it. Now I'm just going to pat this into my pan. Be like a big old cookie. That's what it is. Big old shortbread. Now I'm just going to pat that in there. Got to press that dough evenly. Really pack it down. Really pack that down so it's dense, you know. You want it dense. Now that may be. Hopefully after it chills, because you have to chill your dough. Hopefully it will not just be too crumbly. So let's just get that down in there. Good as you can. We're going to chill this for about 30 minutes. See, that's getting that might be kind of crumbly. But then add no milk to it. See, part of it's okay. It's just right there. Just right there. Well, we're going to chill it and then we'll see. Wash my hands. Wash my hands, get this kind of picked up. Okay, so I'm going to put this into the uh, icebox refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Then I'll be back and we will bake it. If I can find my camera button again. Well, I got the kitchen pretty cleaned up, and I forgot my pan of shortbread, and I kind of I put it in the freezer so it'd hurry up and get done so I could bake it for us, and it kind of froze. So I don't know if that'll have any bearing or not on it. We'll put that at 325. Bake it. Let's put it on 325. Let's do it for 25 minutes just to start. I'm going to do a convection. Really, I won't need that long on convection. I may just bake it regular. I'm not going to make it convection. I'm just going to bake it regular. I got my bowls cleaned up, my dishes cleaned. Now, except these. Oh, back over there and get that done. And we'll bake that and see how it comes out. I'll be back. Okay, I baked that. I just heard the oven go off, so I baked it 25. We can go off the beat. But I'm going to take it out. Let's see. Big cookie looks. There. See, it's brown right on the edges. See how it's brown right there on the edges. Feel of it. It's fluffy, but we got to let that cool now. So we'll just let that cool. Cancel our oven out. So we'll let this cool for a little bit, and then I'll be back. Okay, while that's still hot, I got me a cup of coffee. Another cup of coffee. Because when we eat this, we're going to want a cup of coffee. While that's still warm, I put a little butter on top. I'm just going to put some sugar. Give me some sugar, honey. Just a little sugar on the top. It's cooling down. It's getting fine. You know, one thing I did wrong, and when I do something wrong, I tell you. I wanted to make it have a little tooth, a little crispier. And what I did is I upped the cornmeal to a cup. I should have decreased the flour to a fourth a cup. So when I post the recipe, it'll say your flour is 1 cup, and it'll say your cornstarch or rice flour is a fourth a cup. Well, if you want a crispier crunch or a little tooth to your finished product, you'll take the flour down to a fourth a cup and use a full cup of cornstarch or rice flour, so it won't be too tender. So this here might be cakey, but that's fine because you're still going to get your flavor. It's still going to be good, and it needs to be a short bread. That's why it's called a short bread, because you need that short dough. And I'm afraid this is going to be more cakey than a short dough. Now, while this is still warm, I'm going to go ahead and cut it in wedges. And I'm pretty sure it's going to, but it will, once you cut this in you can cut it in short wedges. Doesn't matter, it's still going to be delicious. I promise you that. But that's why I told you if you're going to make these in small blocks, you probably will want to, and I put too much dry ingredients in there, and that's what you get is a frankly crackle dough, and that's one reason. But it'll still be good on that in that stomach, I'll tell you. Let me get a little. Got utensils everywhere. Okay, that's going to be crumble, crumble. But there is the shortbread. And we'll get that I've crumbled up, see, because I added too much flour. But it will be good. It will be good. Let me taste. Nothing like the flavor of shortbread. So that's what we're going to have. Coffee and shortbread. Just one piece. Not two. So God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States. And I was wishing you was here to have some shortbread with us. God bless you. I'll post the recipe. Y'all can play around with it. I'm going to make a different kind of shortbread next. Bye-bye.